Welcome to this new and special edition of the Queer God Squad. We are the coolest pastors you will ever meet.
Faith and religion can be complicated for the LGBTQ plus community. Surveys show that evangelical faith is a justification for the greatest attacks on the LGBTQ plus community.
So, the Queer God Squad is going to explore our religious community, explore the big news of the day and what it means to you. And we are going to explore if we can find some places that help heal the pain and hurt religion can be responsible for. We know you're going to find some hope, peace, and fun in our conversation.
It's 3 p.m. and the Queer God Squad is broadcasting daily.
This is live, and then we are available on demand.
We are available on all smart televisions, including Roku, Apple TV, Android TV, Amazon Fire TV, YouTube, and Facebook. In the entire world, nothing like this has ever existed for the LGBTQ plus community before.
I am Reverend Dr. Darrell Watkins, the senior minister here at Sunshine Cathedral.
I am Reverend Dr. Robert Griffin, the executive minister here at the Sunshine Cathedral.
I am the Reverend Kevin Tisdall, the minister of education at Sunshine Cathedral.
Radical GOP and evangelicals have launched a culture war on our LGBTQ plus community. They want to push you back in the closet. We're not going.
At Sunshine Cathedral, we are here to tell you that you are God's miracle, not God's mistake. Our commitment in partnering with Happening Out Television Network and Queer News Tonight is to give the LGBTQ plus faith community this voice for hope, for change, that you are not alone.
Happening Out Television Network is a 501c3 nonprofit media platform in the television and radio model of PBS and NPR, but designed for our LGBTQ plus community. The Queer God Squad is part of one of the largest LGBTQ plus media companies in America, Hotspot Magazine and Happening Out Television Network.
Our mission is to support the 10 pillars of the LGBTQ plus community, including the Black community, Latino, lesbian and queer women, trans, students and youth, seniors, HIV/AIDS healthcare, social justice, business, and our 10th pillar is faith. Help us support our LGBTQ plus community. We invite you to the Sunday celebration of Sunshine Cathedral. Join us here in Fort Lauderdale or watch the 10:30 a.m. live broadcast by Happening Out Television Network on all streaming TV and social media channels. One of the many highlights of our service is called the Clarion Call. Well, there are orchestrated efforts to rewrite or silence history. I find this to be heartbreaking as well as misguided. Our national history, full of promise and success and glorious things, also includes violence towards and oppression of several communities, including Indigenous inhabitants, Chinese railroad workers, Jewish people, and Japanese Americans. There was apartheid in the southern states in a system known as Jim Crow, and ongoing violence and discrimination against people of color to this day. And of course, there was the great evil of slavery. We can't heal from what we won't admit, and we can't expect to be forgiven for what we show no remorse for. And we can't get better by pretending our past was different than it was, or by suggesting that an inadequately dealt with past doesn't continue to harm people. There is a proposal that public school history classes in our state teach that enslaved persons developed skills, which in some instances could be applied for their personal benefit. A more callous and sickening suggestion would be difficult to find. And to put that in textbooks, to completely try to sanitize our history, that is a playbook from other times of oppression. And you'd think we would be past it now. But no, we continue to try to codify it. Slavery involved dislocating people and tearing families apart. It included torture and rape and greatly reduced lifespans, not just because people weren't fed properly or they were worked too hard, but also if they were injured, they would sometimes be calculated that it was cheaper to replace a person than to get him medical treatment. And so, yes, greatly reduced lifespans. And a legacy of racism that still plagues us comes from that. There was nothing beneficial about slavery. And that we would even form sentences to suggest otherwise shows how broken we remain from it. It's also ridiculous to assume that people taken from their homeland were unskilled. They had built their own societies, their own worlds, their own countries, their own governments, their own ways of living. It is ridiculous and racist to assume that people taken from their homeland were unskilled. They included farmers and teachers and architects and priests and healers of their communities. Many had skills, and all had humanity. My clarion call today is to beg you to not allow yourselves to be desensitized or fooled by the attempts to literally whitewash history. This sort of thing is why the distractions of all lives matter are so hurtful. This is why the lie that we don't need protections in academic settings, because really we're all starting from the same place anyway. All that's in the past. Is it? If it's in the past, then let's teach the past in history classes. That is why it's so hurtful to have gutted the Voting Rights Act. That when we are trying to clean up our history rather than learn from it and improve the future, we are still broken. My call to you is just to remember that, to not be fooled or desensitized by these efforts to erase or silence history. We sometimes imagine what we would have done during difficult moments in history. Well, what we can do now is speak up when we can and never believe the lies. May God's blessing be upon all who seek to do the difficult but healing work of anti-racism. Amen. Clearly, we're here, we're queer, God loves us, get used to it. That's what's on my mind this week, and we have lots of things on our minds. So let's extend the clarion call by asking what's on your mind this week. Robert, what is on your mind?
Well, what's on my mind this week is following the example of one of our other colleagues of self-care. I'm looking forward to some downtime and away time from the Sunshine Cathedral, Fort Lauderdale, the state of Florida, and the United States. So I'm looking forward to just being away for a few days and turning off all media, all social, and just be with my wonderful husband, who happens to be the senior minister of the Sunshine Cathedral, sure, and some friends and some downtime. So see you when I get back.
Amen.
Yay. Kevin, what's on your mind this week?
I keep reading articles talking about the evangelical community supporting that orange-haired guy. Now, back in 2016, maybe they didn't know who he was or what he was all about. But today, they know who he is, what he's about, and yet they still support him, going against all of the teachings that I can find in the Bible.
Well, I'm on my way out of town too, so I'll probably check in. I do that when we're traveling. I like to check in from places just to let you know I'm still thinking about you and praying for you and whatnot. So you might see me here and there on the social media, but there'll be a lot less of me, I promise, for the next little bit. We are excited to tell you we are going on a cruise in the Eastern Mediterranean this fall that will include the world's major religious sites for Christians, Jews, and Muslims as we visit Athens. I love Athens. And Egypt, first time going. And Israel, I love Israel. And Ephesus, first time going. I'm excited, can you tell? And on our 3 continents cruise. And you can find out more and reserve your space at happeningout.travel/sunshine.
Join Reverend Dr. Darrell Watkins and Reverend Dr. Robert Griffin as they host more than 50 people on the Sunshine Cathedral 13-day cruise tour to 3 continents. From just $13.99, you'll visit Athens and cruise to Egypt and the Giza Plateau to see the Great Pyramid, Sphinx, and brand new Egyptian National Museum with King Tut exhibit. then to Israel for Tel Aviv and Jerusalem. Don't miss the most important Christian UNESCO site in the world, located in Turkey, and the 3,000-year-old city of Ephesus. You also cruise the Med for Rhodes in the Greek Isles and Cyprus. A farewell at the Acropolis makes this a never-before combination of historic sites, a must-do cruise. It's all turnkey inclusive, and a bar is available, all transfers, escorts, hotels, and more. Go to happeningout.travel/sunshine for complete details.
Would you like to join the Queer God Squad on a special winter cruise in 2024? Well, now you can. You will visit Cozumel, Mexico, Grand Cayman, and Ocho Rios. And you can even add an open bar and Wi-Fi. Join us by going to happeningout.travel/sunshine.
Join the Queer God Squad and Sunshine Cathedral for a wonderful Caribbean cruise on the brand new Ultra Deluxe MSC Seascape. The 8-day cruise starts at just $399 plus government taxes. Sail February 10th, 2024 from Miami to Ocean Cay MSC Marine Reserve, the world's best private island. You'll also visit Cozumel, Mexico, Grand Cayman, and Ocho Rios. Join us on an 8-day Caribbean cruise. This winter cruise will be the perfect getaway and an opportunity to support Sunshine Cathedral as a beneficiary. The trip is affordable for all, as you can make a reservation on this cruise for just $1, just $1, to confirm your reservation, and then there's a $99 interest-free monthly payment plan, so it's easy on your pockets. What's more, there's also a free open bar and Wi-Fi program when you pay for just 1 day, $25 transfers to and from the Miami Pier, and an exclusive onboard entertainment program for Sunshine Cathedral guests. This cruise will be a perfect winter getaway for you. Join us by going to happeningout.travel/sunshine.
That's today with the Queer God Squad. We want to thank you for joining us. We are here daily at 3 p.m. to have some fun and talk about what our LGBTQ+ community is talking about.
Sunshine Cathedral is the world's largest progressive queer church. Progressive, queer, and God are words that naturally should go together. And we are all in this together. Remember that.
You are God's miracle, not God's mistake.
Until next time, we are the Queer God Squad. Goodbye.
Bye.